welcome to my channel and welcome to my classroom. My name's Ivy and I'm a special ed teacher at a K-8 school in Northern California. This is actually going to be my 10th year teaching, which is so crazy to think about. So I'm actually here today to set up for summer school that starts on Monday. We have a 2-week summer program going on before we go back to school. So I'm here to set up for that. But before I do that, I decided that I wanted to come in this morning and just take out everything that I have purchased over the summer for my classroom, everything that I've made over the summer for my classroom. And I also have a bunch of stuff that my school purchased for my classroom at the end of last year that I just kind of boxed up and put away. So I came in this morning, I went through absolutely everything. There's so much stuff that I want to share with you. When I moved to this school and this district last year, there was very little in the way of resources to use for my special ed students, for the students that I run interventions with. I just didn't have very much stuff to work with. And when I moved to this district, I came from out of state. So when I moved, I didn't bring a ton of stuff with me. I'm really planning on restructuring the way that I utilize my classroom space this year. I'm going to be completely redoing the way that I run my intervention groups and my SPED groups. So I have so much stuff that I was either able to purchase or that my school purchased for me to use, things that I can use in my classroom, things that I can give other teachers to try out with students who need, some accommodations or interventions in certain areas. So I have a ton of stuff to share. So I decided before I start rearranging my classroom and getting ready to go for summer school that I would share with you kind of like an ultimate haul of things that I am going to be using in my resource intervention classroom this year. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So the first set of things that I'm going to share with you are all things that I am going to be actually making into a resource library for my classroom. So things that I can pull from to use for my instruction, as well as things that I can pull from to give other teachers to use with students, or that I can give to students to use in their classrooms. So these are things that are resources for instruction. These are things that are resources for like behavior, I guess. Some things that we can use as fidgets. I would just consider all of these things kind of classroom and instructional resources that are beneficial to have in a resource classroom and that are beneficial to have to use with special ed students. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, and I really didn't sort this stuff in like any specific way aside from the different groupings that I made. So I don't have a way that I sorted this group of stuff in particular. So I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of go through stuff and tell you what I purchased and why I got it. So the first thing that I ordered were a set of pencil grips that I can use and lend out to other teachers and students for kids who struggle with their handwriting. So I ordered a set. I think there's 12 in here. Oh, there's 10. And they're all different colors. So I'll put those in a basket. So I also got a different kind of pencil grip. These ones are a little more of like an ergonomic grip is what they call them. And these are just a variety of colors too. But students who need something a little bit bigger to hold on to than a small pencil, those will be great for them. I also ordered, there's a whole bunch of them. For some reason, they didn't come in a box or anything. Some of these little marble fidgets. So they are, what I love about these fidgets is that they're very quiet, but very sensory. So I've even found myself using these I have a couple friends here at school who have some of these in their classrooms and we'll just be sitting around talking and I'll be using them for fidgets. So I thought that those would be a great thing to have on hand for kids who need to be able to move something around while they're learning, but something that wouldn't make a ton of noise because that tends to drive me a little bit crazy. Okay, next up, on the topic of fidgets, I got a set of water bead balls, stress balls. a couple of these have been unpacked. We tried them out at the end of the year last year. But these are to check out to kids who need a quiet fidget in the classroom. I also plan to put some as an option for a fidget or a calm down tool in my calm down space that I'm going to be building this year in my classroom. So those are going to be great. Next up, I ordered a set of line readers. So I did have a set of line readers that I bought years ago at the dollar store, but my kids were having a little bit of a hard time with them because they had a border, like a frame that went all the way around. So if the text for what they were reading extended beyond that, they were having to like move it around and try to track stuff. The window was also pretty big, so it would include a lot of lines of writing for my older students who are reading with smaller text. So I got a set, and I like these ones. Let me get one out. I like these ones because they actually extend all the way across, so there isn't a full border, and they're a little bit more narrow. So I got a set of those to use in here and also to be able to lend out to other students. Oh, and I just noticed, this is so cool, I didn't realize this before. They're actually rainbow, so there's different colors that the kids can pick from. They'll love that. That's awesome. And it actually came with a little like velvety bag to keep them in too. So that's really cool. I'm excited about those, and my older kids will really like them. They understand the benefit of using a line reader, but the other ones that I had also were very like flowery, or they had sports stuff on them or whatever. So they were kind of primary, and so I think my older kids will like these ones. Next up, I got a set of hand pointers, and these are also a variety of colors, which I love to have because then the kids have a little bit of choice. But I thought these would be great for if they were following along with other kids, or if we were reading in a group, if they were pointing to sounds when they were chunking words out for phonics groups. There's a ton of things I think we could probably use these for. So I got a set of these. I think there are, doesn't tell me how many are in here, but it does show there's multiple colors, which I really like. I always like to have, you know, even if I'm going to make them use a hand pointer because it's what I need them to use, having different colors that they can choose from builds in a little bit of choice, which sometimes helps. Next up, I have just a bunch of different kinds of flashcards that I ordered. I really didn't have a ton of this kind of stuff left over to work with, so I got a set of sight word flashcards. I got a set of word family flashcards. I got a set of phonics flashcards, so just for phonics sounds. Oh, these ones are cool. These are like CVC words, 3-letter word cards, but they're little puzzles so that when the kids put them together, it'll show a picture. I like those. One of my friends was going through our curriculum room and found a set of phonemic awareness cards that she pulled out for me. These are really cool because they're like actual photo pictures, and they have the name on the back, but there is a ton of stuff that I can use those for. So I'm going to be holding on to those. I thought those were really cool. I found this writing pad. I'm hoping that I can copy these pages, that they'll copy over okay, but they're a different kind of writing paper. Let's see if we can focus. That actually shows the kids where, using some color and shading, certain parts of their letters are supposed to be. So here's like an example up here. So I plan to use this for writing paper for groups that I need it for, being able to copy and give to teachers. I'm super hopeful that it'll copy over okay. Be able to give those to teachers for students who have really large writing, or who struggle with the writing, the handwriting part of writing, to give them something that they can use that might be a little bit easier, like cueing them where certain letters go. I also got some more flashcards. So this is a 200 flashcard set. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to open it. All beginning phonics with short vowel sounds, so CVC words, which is where many of my groups kind of start. So this will give us some different flashcards to use. Let's see if I can pull them out. The thing that I like about these are they have writing like in one font on one side, but they also have the writing in like copy friendly font with the lines and dashes for the kids. So if I wanted to like show them a card, have them sound it out and read it to me, but then I wanted them to copy it down, I could give them this side to be able to copy like with precision for their handwriting. So I love those. I'm super excited to be able to use those this year. Next up, I bought a set of Bob books. Let's see, I haven't taken these apart yet, but this set right here is set 1 through 5 from CVC words to word families, more complex words, and long vowels. So I got a set of those. And I also got their sight words books and rhyming words books. So I'll be able to use those in my phonics groups. And I also got a set of Pete the Cat phonics books because I thought that the kids would think these were really fun. So we'll be able to use those as well. These I actually snagged at the Target like dollar spot over the summer. My stepmom found these for me when we were there. So I got 2 sets of these. They have a bunch of different sight word cards that came in them, but they come with these little mats that you can set, like stick the cards in and then set on the ground, and kids can use them on the ground. I can see us doing like an activity where they're in a circle and I call a certain word or a certain vowel sound and they have to jump or find a mat that follows that rule, something like that. I thought those would be really fun, and I can create whatever cards I need to put in those. So I picked up 2 sets of those. I thought those were super fun. These are really cute. I had a kid at the end of last year who tried one out for me because she thought that these were gonna be so cool. So it's actually a little ring, and it comes with, there's more colors in here, but like sets of magnifying glasses. And so you can stick one of these in the ring, and it's flexible. The kids can wear them, and they can use this as a magnifying glass when they're reading. So they can track with their finger and have the word that they're on magnified. So just another option, another way for me to keep kids engaged and make sure that they're following along. Something that I think they'll think is really fun to use. So I got a set of those. I think there's 6 in here, and each one comes with the little ring and then a set of different colored little like highlighter readers. I'm really excited. I think the kids are gonna like those a lot. Got a set of magnetic dry erase boards. So they're magnetic, which is awesome. I have a ton of dry erase boards, but they're not magnetic. And a lot of the times I want kids to be able to like use magnets, build a word on their board, and then copy it over and be able to hold it up and show me. These ones have writing lines on one side and then they're blank on the other side. So depending on what we're doing, the kids can use this for handwriting practice. If I'm having them build words, I think both sides are magnetic. So I'm super excited to have these for small groups for this year. I think those are gonna be perfect. Okay, and then these also came with, and I didn't know this was coming with it, they came with a set of erasers. So for the dry erase boards, they're shaped like bones. Those are really cute. And it came with a set of markers, which is cool. I didn't know those were coming with it. I did order some magnetic dry erase markers because I didn't know those other ones were coming. I'm not sure if the bone ones are magnetic. But if not, these ones will be able to stick to those boards, so they'll just stay with it. It's not just another thing to get lost. So those will be awesome to have for small group. I got some noise canceling headphones for students who maybe have a sensory need for, you know, if they get a little bit overstimulated or overwhelmed in their classroom or my classroom, I can pull those out for work time or loan those to a teacher if they have a student who might benefit from those. And then I also got some noise canceling headphones for the computers. So we do have some headphones in here, school headphones, and they work fine. They're a little bit old and the kids have a hard time kind of getting them adjusted to where they like and then getting them to stay. But I thought those would be good because they are noise canceling. So when I have them in here for testing, it's gonna be able to kind of block out the rest of the noise and help them focus as much as they can. So my plan for those is to probably just take the old headphones that are there at my computers already and put those away for backups and just have these be the ones that are out at my computer station all the time. I also got a full set of poppers. I think I got like probably I don't even know, maybe like 15 of these. I want to be able to loan them out for sensory tools and for fidgets. I want to be able to use some in my calm down space in my classroom as a choice for a calm down tool, but I also want to use them for math. So I got quite a few of these. I got them in a bunch of different colors. And then I got a set of 10 frames. So these are magnetic 10 frames. And they came with little counters too that are magnetic. My whiteboard in my classroom is not magnetic, which is a shame. Neither is my chalkboard. But that's fine because with the magnetic boards that I got, the students can use these on their own boards, and I can just draw a 10 frame on the board if I want to model. So I'm really excited for these. Next up, I got a set of these silent timer lights. So these don't have any noise or like a visual countdown, but they do have different colors that you can choose from. So these are gonna be great for cueing in my classroom. And I bought, I think 5 of them so that I can lend them to teachers who have kids who need like a visual cue, for kids who struggle to, you know, maintain the attention long enough to complete a task. It can kind of help and give them chunks of time to be working. So I'll use some of those in my room. I'm sure I'm probably gonna put one in the calm down corner so that I can either set a timer for a kid when they come over, or they can kind of self-select how long they think they're gonna need in that space. And then I also got some of these liquid like motion timers because I think these are great when students are in an escalated state, if they need something that they can focus on, something that will kind of help them regulate, help them calm down. One of these will definitely be going in my calm down corner, and then I'll keep a couple for resources to lend out to other teachers as well. I went ahead and got a full set of these mini Judy clocks. I sent out a survey to teachers at the end of last year when I was getting ready to purchase stuff for this resource library to see if there was anything that they wanted to see in it. And one of the teachers requested these for teaching time. So I got a full set of those. I can use those with my students when we're working on time as well. And then the next thing I got was a set of these. There's 4 of them here. But these are actually cushions. They're like sensory cushions for seats in a classroom. So they're like wedge shaped. And what I read about them, well, I read a couple of things. So what I read about them is that having this sensory input of these kind of like dots and things that kids can pull on and play with when they're sitting is a very beneficial tool. But also, and I don't know if this is true, but this is what I read and I thought it was really cool. For kids who have trouble attending in a regular classroom setting and like sitting still and not being distracting from their learning or other students' learning, oftentimes when they sit on something like this, it forces them to engage some muscles in their abs, like in their core, and it actually is giving them like mini micro movements that they have to make in order to stay sitting upright, and it can help students who are very fidgety and squirmy in their seats be able to attend to a task longer. So I got 4. I'm going to use some in my classroom for sure, and then I'm going to have some to lend out to other teachers if they'd like to try them with students. And now that I'm saying that, I remember that I also ordered some fidget bands for my chairs. When I was going through and sorting everything this morning, I didn't see those. I wonder if I stuck them somewhere else in my classroom. But I did order some bands, some fidget bands for chairs in my room, and definitely to lend out to teachers. So I'm gonna have to find those. I'm sure they're in my classroom. My classroom is completely packed up right now, so I'm sure that I put them somewhere and I'll find them once that unpacking process starts. The next thing that I got were just some puzzles. I picked these up at the dollar store. My kids really like to do puzzles in here. Sometimes as like a transition activity when they're coming in from their regular classroom. Sometimes when I'm doing like assessments for IEP goals or tracking data, I need the other students in the room to have something quiet to kind of keep them busy while I'm working with other students. And we kind of used up the puzzles that we had last year. They're still in good shape, but the kids did them so many times that I just wanted to pick up a couple of different things. So I picked up some of the bigger piece puzzles. These are both 48 piece puzzles. I picked up a PJ Masks and a Batman because I really thought the kids would like those. And then I also grabbed these ones. I thought these were really cool. They're round puzzles. So one is a pizza and one is the earth. So those were some new puzzles I got to add to our puzzle drawer for this year. I also ordered a full set of magnetic numbers and letters. So I didn't have enough of these. I had some that were left over for me in this classroom when I moved into it, but not like full sets that I can give each kid their own set of letters and, you know, kind of work together to build words. So those would be great. The box that they come in has them all sorted, which I love. That's going to be really helpful in keeping them organized. And then the next thing that I grabbed were some placemats. So I ordered these ones at the end of last year. They have like manuscript handwriting, so printing on the front. They do have cursive on the back. These are like laminated material, so the kids will need to use Expo markers on these, and then they can erase them. So these are great for handwriting practice. And for reference, I wanted something for my younger kids when they're working on writing that I could put right in front of them for their letter reference, so that they don't always have to be referencing something up on the wall. Some of my kids need a near copy to be able to copy from. So I grabbed these. And then over the summer at a local store, I found a different version of those, which are handwriting mats. And these ones are actually like, they're not laminated. They're kind of like a matte material. And they're very similar the way that they're like set up. But these you can write on with a pencil. And they have letters on the front. So I got two that have letters, handwriting in cursive. And then I also got number ones, so counting ones. And it has the number referenced, it has like the lines and dots, but it also has space to practice underneath. And these you can write on with pencil. So I thought these would be great to be able to use when my kids are, you know, writing something. If they're working very specifically on their handwriting, they can use their pencil to do a practice on the mat, and then right from there be able to copy the letter over onto their own paper, and they can move their paper as close to it as they want. So I have a bunch of mats for that now. The next thing that I got, I love these. So these are a full set of number lines, but they have, I think it's a little frog. They have a little slider on it for math, so that I can give kids a number line that they can use, and they can actually manipulate it. So when they're doing addition, subtraction, and they're trying to track where they are in the number line, being able to physically move that little frog around is going to make it so that they have to be a little more careful and a little more precise. So those are going to be a great resource, I think. I also ordered a full set of dry erase pockets. This is, I think it has 33 pockets, which is awesome. I can use these to put worksheets in. So I have small groups who come in throughout the day and we practice things here and there, but I don't always need like a worksheet copy of something. So to be able to have these, be able to stick resources in, use dry erase markers, and not have to constantly be making new copies is going to be really helpful for those small groups that kind of come in and out throughout the day. 33 is a ton. I may be able to do some other things with some of these as well, but I'm super excited to have some of those. I also ordered a set of regrouping mats. So I don't know if these are magnetic or not, but these come with little mats. Let me take one out and show you. So these come with little mats that the kids can actually use with these let me show you the right side, with these number counters when we're working on regrouping, either for addition or subtraction. Kind of a visual cue to be able to use for those are going to be great. I didn't have anything like that last year, so I'm really excited to have those. So the last thing that I ordered for like resources and classroom use are a set of these lap desks. And I have a couple different ideas. I ordered 4 of them, and I ordered them all in the same color so that there's no issues over who gets what color. But I think that these could be used for a couple of things. I can obviously, as lap desks, have kids sit on the ground and use them. They do have, one of my girls set one up at the end of last year. They open up and have like space for papers, or she stuck one of those magnetic whiteboards in here with like a little marker and eraser because she was doing a little test run, but these can be used as lap desks, but I also may be able to use them over here on the counter, propped up for kids to be able to stand, some of my older kids to be able to stand at the counter and use them as a standing desk. So I'm really excited for these. Not 100% sure exactly how I'm going to use them, but I think these are going to come in really handy to have.
All right, guys, that is going to be it for part 1 of my special ed classroom haul. In the next video, I'll be sharing with you more decor and classroom setup items, as well as a section of things that I purchased just for my own teacher use in my classroom this year. Basically, things that are just for me. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. If you enjoyed what you saw, please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on what I have coming up. I'll see you next time. Bye!